for the whole pregnancy. It was great. It was perfect. We did kind of a more natural route. We did home birth with a midwife, and so we were super excited about doing all those things at home and welcoming him into our home. We didn't find out the gender until birth, and we all thought it was a girl, and then he popped out, and he was perfect. We were still in bed, and he basically stopped breathing for like 40 seconds or so. We held him up, and he just was completely purple. And so got him up, held him upright, and his color started coming back. Okay, well, maybe that's a fluke. 45 minutes to an hour later, he was napping in my arms, and he just came up out of a just dead sleep and turned purple again. And he stopped breathing. And so at that point, we're like, okay, let's rush to the ER.
Thought we were just gonna be there for a couple tests, a couple hours, no big deal, and then go home. 7 weeks later, that wasn't the case. Man, the first couple of weeks was extremely tough. We did everything that we could to try to monitor his blood sugars and trying to come up with what was wrong. He had all these lines hooked up to him. Felt like you were in a nightmare that you couldn't wake up from.
I mean, I was postpartum. I can barely walk. You just had this newborn and you can't even hold it. You can't feed it. You can't do anything to help it. You're kind of just stuck there.
We got a call from the neonatologist who said he had a baby they felt had hyperinsulinism, and could he send him over to our Center of Excellence. Hyperinsulinism is a condition in which the pancreas makes too much insulin. More specifically, it doesn't turn off insulin as the blood sugar falls. The blood sugar continues to fall and get into dangerously low levels, which can cause a lot of problems, including brain damage and even death. So this is a very serious condition. There are several different types of hyperinsulinism. Some of them we call congenital, meaning present at birth, and these are typically caused by genetic mutations. In Ezme's case, we knew that labor and delivery had gone perfectly. There were no apparent risk factors. It's one of those things where if the mutation comes from the dad, because of a weird trick of genetics, it means it could be focal, which means that there's only a small part of the pancreas that's affected. And with our 18F-DOPA PET scan, we can see where that part of the pancreas is, and we can remove that part and cure the patient. Whereas if you inherit the mutation from your mom, it means it has to be diffuse disease, and we cannot cure diffuse disease. And so, we understand what it feels like because we've seen so many children with this condition, and we try and help the parents navigate that very difficult journey. It was great to meet Ezme's parents because from the moment they got there, it was very clear that they were advocates for Ezme. They wanted to know everything about what could be going on, what was going on.
The information that Dr. Thornton gave and the way he explained things was a lot different than anything that we had before then.
He gave us all the information that we didn't even think we needed to know, especially when your brain is in that kind of fight or flight the whole time. His nurse practitioner, she also was the same way, answered all the questions that I could possibly had, was very empathetic and understood the fact that this is not easy.
Not every hospital is able to put together a team of people who are dedicated to looking after this rare disease. One of the great things about working in Cook Children's is they realize that there are certain things we have to do for the babies. If spending a lot of money to develop a team that provides a specialized type of care is one of them, then that's what they have to do. We were all very lucky that Ezme had the focal form of HI. There is nothing that makes us happier than when we're all sitting down at the microscope in the pathology lab and the surgeons send us down a focal lesion, and we know that we can go and give the family good news, and we know that we've cured this baby.
Everything happened so fast. We got the diagnosis 2 days later. We went for the PET scan, and then the day after that we went into surgery, and then a couple days after that we found out he's like, hey, he's cured, he can go home. And it's just, to this day, it still doesn't feel real.
Just being able to hold him and comfort him when he woke up and cried, there aren't words that describe these emotions just quite yet.
I think the future of the HI program is going to be about taking care of those babies with diffuse disease whom at the moment we cannot cure. And so we're working with the pharmaceutical industry to study new drugs, and we're just about to start 2 more studies looking at both how we can prevent surgery for the children with diffuse disease and how we can improve the care of those children who are already home, but despite everyone's best work, they're still having ongoing hypoglycemia.
There's no other feeling in the world than having your child go through all of this traumatic experience and you with him. And there's nothing better in the world than him coming out, saying he's cured, and being able to just hold him without any wires, no IVs, no nothing, just he's free.